the real story. Here's the best part. Here's the real story. The real story is that if you were there, there was a camera attached to the light post. And I was actually getting, it was at dawn. And if you know anything about filming, dusk and dawn are the best times for lighting because the sun isn't directly on you. And so anyway, and you also sometimes you get that orange hazy glow and it's real good for video. So anyway, so I was actually testing the lighting at sunrise in that exact location for a music video. They put in the docket that I was arguing with a light pole.
Because you were rapping.
Exactly. I was going through the lyrics, just goofing off. Well, I figured I might as well get a verse in if I'm going to check the lighting and then, you know, see what it looks like. And hell, if it's good enough, I might even just keep it and doctor up and edit the video up and just keep what I already had anyway. Either way, neither here nor there on some real shit. And so they try to make me look crazy and it cracked me up. I told my lawyer, I said, look, I don't mind pleading to this. I don't mind copping to the charge to keep myself out of jail. I don't mind doing this. I don't mind doing that. I ain't saying no names. I'm just saying me and myself and I, and that's it. Oh, and one more thing. Can you please address this whole arguing with the light pole thing because they're making me look like I'm crazy? And I said, what? And then I told her what happened. And so she goes, I just went on the record that he was not arguing with the light pole. He actually had a camera fixed to the light pole and was actually shooting video facing back at him. And the light pole was the only thing that was a stationary object tall enough to fasten the camera to.
Right.
Now, if I'd been out there with the damn tripod, what would you have said?
Well, they got a lot of arrests to make if they're going to arrest people for talking to light poles and shit like that, because I've seen half a dozen people walking down the street talking to the fucking air.
Man, there is a legendary dude in Colorado Springs. He's a legendary bum. You know, every city has a few of those legendary homeless guys, right? We're talking epic legendary homeless guys. Like even Newport Richie had a legendary homeless guy when I first moved to Florida that I was told about that actually got hit by a car and killed. Dana told me she used to give him money. Sad. She even saw it on a chat on Facebook. I was like, oh, that's our bum. Well, in Colorado Springs, there's a legendary bum. He's a black guy, real stocky, and he's always out there shadow boxing, talking about something crazy or getting ready for the fight of his life.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I don't know if he is completely normal. I don't know if he's on meds or I don't know if he's on crack. All I know is everybody knows who he is, and he stands there and he talks to himself, and he shadow boxes about all the troubles and times ahead.
Right. And he ain't hurting no fucking one.
No. I went by one time, I was like, I see you. I was like, I see you, bro, getting it. And I put my hands up, and he pity patted both of them. Like, got him. I was like, that's what's up. He puts his gloves up. I tapped him a couple times and took off. Dude's cool as hell. But he's crazy. I promise you he's crazy, though. I don't know why, but anyway, so I do got a legit marijuana story for you, by the way. Hello? Did you say okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So here's your legit story. And for anybody when you view this, I like to put up the pictures that they use for their story, but here's a picture. It's just like a marijuana pill bottle dumped over with weed. And just for the record, the size of that bottle and the amount of weed, I can tell that this is doctored, okay? Because that much weed don't fit in that little pill bottle.
Yeah.
Some of the nuggets, bro, are bigger than the opening of the pill bottle. So, yeah, now that we've critiqued the effing hell out of this picture, let's get into the story. So the headline, and this is from High Times Magazine, written by our good friend Mike Adams, who we use a lot of his stories because he usually does a lot of the legal legislation or law stuff. But anyway, federal court. U.S. government is breaking the law by interfering in medical marijuana. And the gist of this is while the DA has made no apologies for its liberal interpretation of the 2014 congressional amendment that was supposed to prevent federal government from going in full-blown seek and destroy missions in medical marijuana states, a federal judge in San Francisco has issued a landmark ruling that could severely neuter these bad boys and their dogs, if you know what I mean. They're about to cut the nuts off of them.
Watch me through the money, watch I know you go. You said bad girl. I wanna real good. I wanna live with you, girl. Money ain't a thing, as long as we do a thing. Can't help but to think of you when I go. Stars suppose. You say you were free, but always see you back shit. Why it's so hard that shit it gets better. I can take you to a different level. Good people, my favorite people, want you know what's journey. If you do what you gotta do, so I'm like whatever. I can make your body rush, yes, 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 yes. I can even take you higher, some guy with a feeling on it. Hey, shawty, way too shawty. I can hit you up. Take me out with your
Check. Oh yeah, check.
Ain't no limits to where you go. Bad girl, bad girl, bad girl. Watch me through the money, watch I know you go. Bad girl, bad girl, bad girl, bad girl. You said bad girl. I know my pain came here, so show me something. I see you watching, all night you be eyeballing. Soon as your shift is over, can we be all night? I can see my hands on your thighs till the sunrise. Look, can we come alive? Like we on a roller coaster. It don't matter how I approach you. Looks like you could be a soldier, down for whatever mission. I know you was scared, drop your panties, girl. We are, so don't mind how you want that sound. You can leave your heels on while we vibe to the sex song. Everything we do will be paid for, yes, yes. This is so baby. Ooh, lady. Say you a queen, show me something. Oh, shout.
You're on High Tide Stick with the Doc. I'm a real doctor, like Dr. Phil's a real doctor. I mean, come on. Oh yeah, you are on the High Tide Stick with the Doc, and we're trying to blow some trees up here in the studio. And my cousin's like, come on, we got to blow some trees real quick. So yeah, so she's like, come on, let's go. Look, we cocked and loaded, bruh, on some like, hey, but hey, listen, I'm a gentleman. I got the big cousin in the stew, so I'm gonna let her fire up because she's off today, so she gonna hang out with us in the studio and we're gonna have some fun with her and stuff like that because you know it's Kel, so we gotta mess with Kel. For all you out there that don't know, that's my Buckeye cousin, Kelly from Ohio. Oh wow, that was really crazy. Yeah, don't towel whip the mic. That's not good. Don't. Wow. Hold on, smoke. So as we always do, you know, it might be 2 o'clock on the East Coast and 11 a.m. on the West Coast, but it's 4:20 somewhere. And it's high noon in Colorado. So what do we do at high noon? Yeah, it's fucking noon.
Got to get off.
The best part about having Kelly in the studio though is it's like having a studio sidekick. Like every good radio personality has a studio sidekick. My studio sidekick was, of course, Leslie, let's be honest, and on the Wake and Bake show. And then on High Noon, for a while there, I was a solo talk show guy, and I just had different people coming in and out the show. But then when, you know, it come around to, man, I'm high. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. When it came around to, Jamin finally joined the show, and so then Jamin was my studio sidekick. But I ain't gonna lie, Jamin knows as many people as I do. So I don't know if I call him a sidekick. Jamin, shout out to you, baby. Speak easy. Sucker fish. Speak easy for life, bro. But with Jamin, he was more like having a studio, like co-superhero. Like you know, like Captain America and Hulk, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Like it looked like you put a little like skinny pin-sized dick in the screen.
Yeah, let's do this.
Like a weed porn. I think that might actually be a genre.
Burn, baby, burn.
Disco Inferno. Blessed is he who smokes weed. Oh, I guess I should probably smoke some weed though.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, you're on high tide sync with the dot. Already getting faded. Chris asked me what time the show was today, so I'm assuming that my Michigan insider, Chris Watkins, is going to be on the phone. I think more or less it has to do with us following up on the stories and the issues at hand. And one of the stories that we were following in depth yesterday that broke late the day before on CNN and several other news outlets. But
We can save this for later. When I get home.
when you get home, oh yeah, you got that thing. Okay. Well, anyway, so we've been covering this story in respect to the gal that was the little kid. Well, I don't want to call her a little kid, but the teenager that was tossed across the classroom by a deputy sheriff. We've been covering that story, and so we'll probably get Chris on the phone and we'll revisit that as in recent breaking news within the last few hours. It's been publicly announced that sheriff has been fired. So he has lost his job. Now, here's my thing is, IA. For those of you that don't know what IA is, IA stands for Internal Affairs. Every government office and a lot of corporations that are publicly traded have an internal affairs group that babysits on them. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is let's see here. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys my Facebook post because I think it's hilarious. And one of my besties out there is like, oh dang, because she knows how I really be feeling. So the post was from my friend Danielle Davis, or D, and it says, when stupid bitches think you're after their boyfriend, behave yourselves, fucking crackhead. I don't even want my own. That's what the post said. So my comment was, it had the crying smiley faces, and I said 100, brilliant. I'd be like, don't want your bitch. That's why I ain't got one. I'm just like everyone else. I just want to fuck her, laugh my ass off. So she writes, right, exactly. Drama free is the way to be. And then, so then my best friend, Ashley, one of my best friends, she writes, oh dang, because she knows me. Like look, if you're, okay, so if you're smart and you get a chance with me, that's the way I'm going to word this, because I don't want to sound like a big-headed ass fool or nothing like that. So let me word it the right way. If you're smart, and that's what I mean. If you're smart, if you get a chance with me and you're smart, I guess that'd be the right way to put it. If you're going to try to get with me, or you get a chance with me, and if you're smart, you'll probably keep me around, because The truth is that I'm like any other bachelor when I'm a bachelor. When I'm single, I'm a dog ass fool. Like I'm like, hey, let's get it in. I like to fuck. I'm not making excuses for being a human being. I'm not going to make excuses for being a man. But what I will tell you is that you can bet your sweet ass I'm a dog ass fool when I'm single. Now, I don't cheat though. I'm not a cheater. Go on YouTube and watch on MistaTre's YouTube, MistaTre, MistaTre of Trezona, the parent company of High Tide Stick. Yeah, that's right. I'm the CEO. Oh, I don't like that word though. I just like owner because I own it. CEO would entail that you make you make a millions of dollars in profit, and there's a board. That's why there's a chief executive officer. There's no board. I'm the boss. I own the company. That's the end of it. President, CEO, owner, or whatever you want to call it. But I like owner because it feels good to own something, even when it's in its infancy, and you maybe you're not making the money you want to make, or maybe you're not even making any money. Maybe you're losing money. Let's be real. It's still nice to know that you worked hard for what you got and you own it, right? So anyway. The short of it, go on YouTube and watch Pillow Talk on my personal YouTube account for MistaTre, MistaTre. Go on YouTube and watch Pillow Talk. It's hilarious. We just sitting there on Periscope, getting high and pillow talking and doing this thing called, and just, I'm talking to my pillow. I'm like, I love you, pillow. You my bitch. Me and the big cousin. By the way, you always hear me refer to my well, she's like this tall dude. Seriously, she's a midget. I'm not that tall. Now, I'm not a little dude either. I'm not a tiny tot as I'll call him, but I'm also not short either to the degree of being short. Like, some people short, some people tall. I'm kind of like neither, you know what I'm saying? That's the way I kind of look at it. I'm like, I'm not really short, but I'm legit. I'm not really tall either. And anyway, let's see here. Anyway, it's just one of those things where, like, she's like this big, but she's still my older cousin. So I call her my older cousin. And then her son, my little cousin, I call him cousin. I always talk to him with like a Mexican voice. So I'm like, cousin, orale. You should see him too, because he's so white like this. Okay, so I'm half white. Most of you know that, but either way, if you didn't, I'm white and Puerto Rican. So she's from my white family side. And so he's so like fair complected. And so whenever I bust his chops or, I bust his balls, he turns bright red. I love it. It's hilarious. It cracks me up. I don't like the mic that's close to the keyboard. You can hear me typing. That drives me nuts. That means that I'm going to be doing a lot more mouse work and less typing. But anyway, so I'm trying to find the weed stories that I had for today, because I think I effed up and I think I actually posted them to my personal account and not to my actual account. So I feel like an idiot right now, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, and of course my funny post of the day is this one. When two white friends look at you, one with weed and one with a blunt wrap, and then one says, you know how to roll one. Me, man, that's racist. So as always, I'm goofing off on Facebook. Follow High Tide Stick on Facebook. I mean, you can follow me, you can friend request me. I don't mind. I'm friends with thousands of people I don't personally know, but I've met through fanship and stuff like that, or being fans of the show or my music or whatever the case may be. So, go ahead and like that shit, and hey, you know how it is. Do that there. But also make sure you stop by High Tide Stick and like that one too, because that's the important one. That's the company, guys. Like me personally, if you're a fan of my music, I love it. That's cool. But I really want you guys to get on this High Tide Stick shit. I mean, it's real. If I ever take it to real radio, the only thing that's going to change is if I get an opportunity to take this to live real radio, and I get to take my talk show back on the air, AM, FM, or satellite through, Sirius or something like that. If I ever get to do that, the one thing is that the cussing's going to tone down or stop, depending on where we go. But while we're on the internet, let's have some fun with it. And that's what I tell everybody all the time. Just for anybody who might be scouting me for a job, understand that I have radio etiquette. I've broadcasted under FCC licenses with ABC and college stations and all kinds of stuff. And this ain't my first rodeo. I'm not an idiot. I know not to cuss on air. And my guests know that when we go AM FM, they get a phone call usually the night before they're coming on the show or the day of the show, that early, depending on what time the show is. And they get a phone call from me that kind of gives them the golden rules. It's almost the green room meeting before we actually go on air if they were in a studio with me. And that's just, I'm not an idiot. I'm going to protect myself. So we're of course, I want to get back into this deputy being fired for throwing the student down the hallway. I think that's insane, dude, that this cop, I mean, if you haven't seen the video, go to, I believe I posted to High Tide Stick yesterday, but I also posted it to, a lot of places. Just go, you can Google it too. But I mean, legit, it's wild. Like that should not happen. I mean, it's beyond irrefutably inappropriate. The kid, now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the kid didn't need to be removed from class. I'm not an idiot. You're not an idiot. We're not stupid. I'm not saying the kid should be removed from class. That's I mean, to me, that's seemingly ridiculous. That's impractical. There's just no way that you can leave that kid in the class after the way they acted. So throwing them out of class is an absolute. I would say that if you did something, I would run with, like I said, in yesterday's show, I would run with removing all the students from the class. I think that's probably the most important part of that is removing students from the class. You have got to get them out of the class. End of story, okay? And the reason why is because, in basic psychology, having a village behind you when you're assing out or showing your ass like that is common ground. So if I'm going to do anything, why not remove the village idiot's village? Taking wood off the fire, if you want to call it that. So that's where I believe it's absolutely appropriate that this was a disruptive student who was essentially throwing a tantrum by refusing to leave class, give up her phone, whatever the case may be. It was over a phone. I guarantee it was something like she was checking her Facebook or something stupid in class. For those of you kids that break the rules and actually watch or listen to this 21 and up show, don't be stupid like this. That's the one thing that I think that has to be taken away from this is don't be stupid like this girl. Don't be disrespectful. If you're protesting having to put away your phone in class, that's stupidity. You're not protesting something worth protesting. You're just being a pain in the ass and you're being defiant for no other reason than to be defiant, because you know damn well that that's something that's probably in the student code of conduct. You've probably signed off on this. So again, I'm really disappointed in this kid. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. I'm insanely disappointed in this kid. I think that it's ridiculous what she did by starting ruckus with her phone. Now, it stops there though, because nothing this officer does in this video is appropriate for a kid that did not attack. You don't hear anyone being threatened in the video or him being threatened in the video. He is not in imminent danger of being harmed by this student. Other than her making him look like an ass because he left fuel in the classroom, he left people in the classroom to be the fuel to a student acting just an asinine. And then you snatch her up, flip her out of her chair, and you toss her about a good 4 to 5 feet across the front of the classroom. And then you saddle up on her and begin to restrain her. Then you arrest her friend for sticking up for her. Blown away by this, by the way. I mean, understandably, as I should be blown away by this, but I can't believe that this is legitly like real. Like I'm still really, I'm taken back by this, because the first thing I think is just like any parent should be thinking, and that is, well, shit, what if this is my kid? What if it's my daughter? Because at that point, I'm going to lose my cookies. I'm probably going to prison if I can get a hold of him as a cop. If I can get a hold of him as a civilian, he's done for. You don't put your hands on my daughter, especially if she's just sitting in the chair. Look, I'm going to go hard to the paint here. I understand that sometimes your daughters can act like some little biatches. Trust me. Mine are just now hitting teenage years, already be defiant as hell. Look me dead in the face and lie to me. Be a pain in the ass. Don't do what they're told to do when you tell them to do it. It's called a damn kid. Hello? Tell me whenever in the history of men that kids just behaved and were never a problem. You might have had one. I got 50 that are on the opposite end of that, I promise you. When you as a parent been that damn good that your kid's not a problem? No, it's a choice. That's why there's bad kids, there's good kids. And sometimes you got to be creative to get bad kids to pay attention. You're on High Tide. Stick with the doc. We'll be right back after the break. Stick with us. And of course, a little more of that Mr. D, because, you know, we feeling it, of course. But anyway, enjoy.
Over my head. Overdosing. Right. Overdosing, I'm in over my head. I say what I should have said. I'm living, it should be dead. I'm coming, you should be scared. I'm coming in, I was there. I'm coming, they can't compare. Where I'm going, they never there. I'm alone. All alone in the lane of my own. I'm alone. All alone in the lane of my own. I'm alone. All alone. I'm coming in, I was there. I'm coming, they can't compare. Where I'm going, they never there. I'm alone. Overdosing, I'm in over my head. Taking blunts to the head. Coming, you should be scared. Right? Me against the world, I'm Tupac and with a Glock. Cause I don't wanna go before my time up on the clock. They say when you on the screen, everybody wanna watch. They say, boy, you at the bottom, you'll never reach the top. Heavy hearted, my emotions got dropped. Maneuver with the movement, man, my motion won't stop. Cause it's money over everything. Maybe even you got a business on the side, man. Maybe even true. They all say they love me, but you know how bitches do. Niggas are falsified, and I just remain true. I said, damn. Scheming while getting scammed, my switch is getting grammed. I hate thinking about that bullshit and the stress. Working real hard without resting. OT till I OD. That's right. Overdosing, I'm in over my head. I say what I should have said. I'm living, it should be dead. I'm coming, you should be scared. I'm coming in, I was there. I'm coming, they can't compare. Where I'm going, they never there. I'm alone. All alone in the lane of my own. I'm alone. All alone in the lane of my own. I'm alone. All alone. I'm coming in, I was there. I'm coming, they can't compare. Where I'm going, they never there. I'm alone. And I ain't talking in the victim sense. Talking I'm on a whole nother level. This shit in my sense. Got my paper in my sense. I want it all. Nothing less. You smell success. That's been my step. You fuck me one time. Ain't forget no hate with shit for falling tears. On deaf ears, you telling stories. Disappear, went down and out. But now found when half the glory category. Bitch made that you know whips and buts about it. And please don't ever doubt it. Fuck your help. I'm here without it. For real. Cause I done made it on my lonesome. With chip on shoulder, chips of soda, feeling like you wrote some. Can't expect your intellect to see the real of no none. But how the hell you bite that hand that feeds you when there's no one? They gon' come and go, and I know that shit true. Take that picture of Van Gogh so you clearly see who the fuck I am. A giant from my point of view. From skyscraper view, what I do see this view. So I'm overdosing, I'm in over my head. I said what I should have said. I'm living and should be dead. I'm coming, you should be scared. I'm coming and I was there. I'm coming, they can't compare. Where I'm going, they never there. I'm alone, all alone, in the lane of my own. I'm alone, all alone, in the lane of my own. I'm alone, all alone. I'm coming and I was there. I'm coming, they can't compare. Where I'm going, they never there. I'm alone.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, man, I'm feeling that track. Welcome back, High Tide Chick. Don't forget to like us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Make sure you check us out. Oh damn, I done dropped the chair down. Drop it like it's hot. But anyway, make sure you check us out on all the good, social media outlets and all that good jazz. Stick with us on High Tide Stick. You can always catch every episode on demand anyway. So even if you can't catch it live, catch up with us, man. I have you cracking up. We have fun on the show, but we address real issues. And I want to continue to point that out as we go along and we build our brand here at High Tide Stick. Is remember, if you want to show with this brand, you have to bring issues here. Everybody loves Cheech and Chong, but we don't want that. We want valid, real stuff. I want to become Weed In. Weed National Network. I'm telling you, copyright that, by the way. Don't fucks with it. I'll sue you. Anyway, we're going to continue on, of course. Again, shout out to Mr. D, by the way. Thanks for being on the show on Music Monday, when we did Music Monday, when we had him and Fats. And, oh, man, it was a kill show, though. Like, I could pull up so much audio from that show and have you guys dying. I mean, we just killed it. Matter of fact, I might get that ready for the next break or after the next break, so that way we have it, or during the next break or whatever. That way we have it, and because it's hilarious. We are going to get into the weed news of the day, of course, because I think it's important. I think that we can't get away from the issues. We can have fun. Don't get me wrong, but we can have fun. But we can't get away from the issues. So, Republicans on reefer, marijuana probably an issue in tonight's debate, and I think that I'm going to try to figure out a way to watch the Spurs game because I'm still a diehard. Don't get it twisted. So I think I'm going to try to watch a Spurs game and the debate. It's going to be hard. What I might have to do is I might have to put the Spurs game on the big screen. And then mute it and then put the debate on, because the thing is, I want to watch the Spurs game, but I need to hear what these candidates are saying, because we're going to address this debate tomorrow, just like we addressed the Democratic debate, although addressing it pretty much conformed to or conceded to Hillary Clinton kicked everybody's ass. She handled the issues correctly. She's dealt with the Benghazi stuff. I mean, we can keep that one pretty simple, easy. I got 3 people right now that I think that could easily surge to the top or is already at the top in this pool of candidates. And I'm going to tell you right now, Marco Rubio from Florida, who's probably the most moderate of the guys up there. I'm not going to say he's a moderate at all. He's still a conservative. He still has conservative values, as they say, etc. But I mean, the dude does listen to hip hop. And he goes, I don't even listen to that with the kids in the car. So, he's listening to some G shit. And then you got Donald Trump and you got Ben Carlson. I think the rest are a waste. Chris, what up?
Sucker fish!
Sucker fish! What are you doing, bro?
Doc, shit, going to get the kid.
See, that's a dad, y'all. Just for those of you that didn't have a dad, that's what a dad does.
Oh yeah.
So we do have some. We do have some stuff going on today in the news. By the way, weed stuff too. Not just like crazy shit where cops are hip tossing. You know, not just that stuff, but you know, along with there's definitely there's quite a bit of shit. So we're gonna kind of fly through some of these stories because there is so much. But I did already spend the first segment talking about that kid getting tossed down the rim. Did you see the thing I tagged you in from KRDO in Colorado Springs? Okay, shout out to KRDO, by the way. I used to work over there as a play-by-play broadcaster, actually. But shout out to them. That's where I happened to have pulled the story on the breaking news that he was fired today. What do you think?
I'm glad he got fired. Didn't we?
Yeah, that's the story coming out of where the incident took place in South Carolina, is that he was fired today.
It's obvious what happened. Not legit. He went above the means of controlling a child in that type of situation. And, you know, he really should have thought about what he was doing before he did it.
Right, and I think that's where we've kind of sort of as a consensus here came to, you know, yesterday when the story really broke overnight coming into the day. And that was that you and I both said, like, I mean, come on, man, how would you feel? And all I'm saying is even that officer should watch this video of him tossing this girl and then be asked, how would you feel if a man snatched your daughter up and threw her across the room?
Does this guy have kids?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I don't even know if he has a girlfriend. I mean, he seemed like kind of a dick, so I'd imagine not.
Right.
But I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with this one, Chris. Is I'm just like, okay, at what point? Just ask yourself, how would you feel if a grown man, a full fit, like we talked about that officer with the kid in Michigan, a full fit, 220+ pound man, snatches your daughter up and tosses her about 4 or 5 feet across the room? I don't care if that's her boyfriend, a cop, anybody. There's not a father out there that wouldn't flip their lid.
Well, I mean, even if that was his mom or his girlfriend, would he want a cop doing that to her?
Or a man just in general? Like, think about that for a second. Like, there should have been a female resource officer anyway, because even though you are a cop, so there's nothing that constitutes that a cop can't arrest a woman. You just can't strip search her, none of that crazy stuff. But there's nothing that says a cop, a regular male officer can't, you know, strip search. I mean, not strip search, but just regular search. I don't know why I keep saying strip search. I got strip on the mind. I'm in love with some strippers. No, I'm just playing. But you know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, again, like you said, I mean, what if this is your mom? What if this is your cousin? What if this is your, you know, a friend of yours, somebody, a female that you know and respect? What if that's who it is? How would you feel?
Right.
How would you really feel about that? Oh, by the way. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're all right.
I was just going to say, by the way, I'm moving into the next topic just because it's a good one. But tonight, the Republican debate.
Yes.
All right. And of course.
So we'll have plenty to talk about tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to tell you that's like, what I'm going to do is, because the Spurs play tonight at 8, and I'm not sure what time the debate's on. I'm assuming it's going to be like 7 or 8. So I'm like, shit, man, freaking Republicans always trying to be up all late and stuff, man. Now they're in Colorado though, by the way. So there's a little bit of, you know, kind of a sort of, you know, hometown, you know, sort of feel of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because so anytime you're going to be in Colorado, for me, it's personal. And reefer's going to be on the fucking agenda because
you know, yes, that's exactly what I was about to say. You know, they're going to talk about medical marijuana, the legalization in Colorado.
Right. Well, and I mean, and that's my topic right here. Coming, of course, who else is going to be doing politics for High Times but Mike Adams usually? And so this is from Mike Adams on hightimes.com, and it says, the elephant-eared candidates of the presidential grindhouse are set to battle it out tonight in Boulder, Colorado, and what will be the third Republican debate. Although mainstream media reports indicate that tonight's public interrogation will focus on the economy and the livelihood of the American working class, there is a distinct possibility that these starved political figures, will be forced to confirm their views on marijuana legalization and their plans for the industry if they are handed the keys to the White House. It may be naive to consider that any of these candidates will stray too far from their previous comments on the issue, but considering the debate is located in the shallow grave of Prohibition, Colorado, the presidential hopefuls might have to offer the public more on the issue of legal weed than their typical candid spills. Since the Centennial State launched the first legalization of first legal cannabis trade in the United States over a year ago, it has been faced with a number of challenges ranging from the inability to work with banks to fighting off the wolves of the DEA. So I don't see how it can possibly be a debate tonight, by the way, especially, come on, it's in Boulder, which was one of the counties that let's just say the voting was way higher to the let's pass weed.
Right.
Than a lot of places. Let's keep it real. So, I am just like, okay, so where do people stand on this, on the Republican side? Because we know that most Democrats, whether they would pass it or not is neither here nor there. But they would at least, they're like basically like, I'm not saying yes or no. I'd turn a blind eye at the very least, or they're saying yes. Whereas Republicans are like, I got to protect my Christian base. So no, even though they talk about weed in the Bible, no.
Right. Even though I bet the first Bible was made on hemp paper.
Are you the one that has the brother that's a cannabis church person? No, that's Presence that has the cannabis church family member. It's her uncle.
Yeah,
it's her uncle. I need to get him on the show because I'm not religious at all. I'm actually Buddhist, and I tell people that's why I say I'm not religious at all, because Buddhism is a thought process and not religion. But anyway, it's a theoretical way to think and deal with life. But anyway, so with that said, I'm not very religious, but I grew up in the Catholic Church. So I'm also not a fucking idiot. I mean, I still remember the books, it was Genesis, then was it Exodus, Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Leviticus, Numbers, I think is how they go. Something like that. That's pretty good. For somebody who hasn't been in a church in probably almost 20 years, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I do read religious text. I even took classes in high school and college that were religious based, not religious based, but were literature based. But the literature we were going to study as a literature piece of history and not a literal piece of history was the Bibles. It was actually very interesting. It was an experiment. I've been part of some social experiments in my life. Like that was one. It was the first high school in Colorado that had a class that was called Lit from the Bible. That was a public school, because this is a public school now. Okay, I mean that shit happens in private schools all the time. Yeah. So I was a part of a social experiment there. I was part of a social experiment just by virtue of being in Colorado because of the weed industry. I was part of a social experiment with K-High and the weed radio station. Like, I feel like a damn guinea pig, bro.
Right. So what's next, man?
I'm like, what are you guys going to please don't social experiment with putting the doc in prison. How about that? Let's not do that. Let's do social experiments that are fun. Fun for me.
How high can the doc get?
I like that one. When can we start that project? Before you get on.
Who's gonna back it?
Right. Who's gonna sponsor that shit? Hey, yo, where's my guys in Colorado right now? Where's Mini Meds or whatever? We need to do a Florida. Like, look, we know how high we can get up in the mountains. It's easy. The lack of oxygen already to your brain on top of smoking pot, you're pretty high. But
I've been there.
At sea level, man, I could smoke like 2-3 bowls and I'd be feeling all right, but I'm not faded, man. I can smoke like 2, and I'm telling you, like, I get bombed from Colorado inadvertently. Like, I don't know anything for anybody who may or may not have.
Hey, no. I came from sea level to Colorado, and let me tell you, recreationally you're only allowed 7 grams a day, you can't smoke at all.
No.
You cannot.
Well, I mean, you can.
And that's
No.
sharing it.
Okay, because I was like, wait a minute, but you're right, because like smoking blunts, I'll probably go through an 8th every 2 days though. That's bare minimum. That's bare minimum. But you're talking 7 grams is a 1/4 ounce.
Right.
So you're not going to go through a 1/4 ounce every day. I mean, okay, now listen to me. Again, I state I have done that, but that's because I got like 3 people living at the crib chiefing.
I'm a caregiver.
Or I got, what I'm saying, I got like 4 or 5 people chiefing all the time with me.
Right.
And I'm not stingy.
Yeah, but that's the way we smoke, though.
I am a functioning pothead and a social pothead.
Right. It's better to share with people and converse and interact.
Well, the truth is, the only time I really smoke by myself is if I'm really stressed out. Honestly.
Right.
Like, I really don't. Like, I'll go to work. I don't mind if I'm sober. I'll go do anything sober. Did I do high? But I don't know. I don't really care to smoke by myself unless I'm unless I'm really stressed out. And then what I do is I do what any intelligent person who's super ADD like me does. I smoke some weed to slow myself down. My thinking.
And then I go smoke with friends.
No. Well, sometimes. But no, and then I'll play like video games or something to distract my mind, because man, when my mind gets going, bro, it's like a freight train. I can't stop it. And like it causes me problems in friendships, relationships, because if I'm pissed off at you, you're gonna get 1,000 texts from me, I promise you.
You analyze shit too much, don't you?
And then I want to discuss it, and the other person usually doesn't. So I actually been working on that. Like, whenever somebody pisses me off, I don't go in on them anymore. I'm just like, okay.
Right.
I don't, even though I like to care about the people in my life and my fans and my friends and all that good shit. Let's be real though. I don't have it in me anymore to absorb so much of everybody else's shit. I just don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. I really got to just be about me. I might be open-minded to a shorty, but otherwise the only shorties in my life are my kids.
Yeah.
But and again, even being open-minded to a girlfriend is kind of limited. There's like, there's like that. I'll say it openly like this, because I don't want to like have to own up to this later to some chick or something. But I'll just say that there's like 1 or 2 people. There's 1 or 2 people out there in the world that I could think of that I'd probably give a chance to date again. Otherwise, I got to date somebody new, which I'm good. Like, people don't realize how much I really don't care for dating. Like, I just wish you could like be like a penguin. Like that post I posted on Facebook about the penguin. I wish you could literally just meet that one penguin chick and take her that pebble. Like, you already, like, it's already in your soul, built into your intuition of who you are, that's the one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. That'd be cool. I envy penguins like you wouldn't believe. Well, think about it, bro. Look, she's made for you. You're made for her. There's only one mate for the males, which it's got to really, and females. So it's really got to suck if one of them gets eaten by like a damn orca or some shit. But but legitly, there's one that's for you, and one that's and weirdly enough, it's usually out of their hatchings, which means that they're around the same age.
Right.
Funny enough.
Right. They grew up at the same time.
Yep. and there's only that one. And you find her and you put that pebble at her feet and she picks it up. That's your bitch. I dig that.
Right.
But I also think that, where the fuck do you think the ring came from? Here's a rock. Here's a rock. I'm putting it at your feet. Can we get married? All right. Moving on, next subject. Incorrect grammar foils Arkansas marijuana legislation. Again, from Mike Adams on High Tide. I mean, High Tide. I wish it was on High Tide. I need to try to get a hold of it, but on High Times. And so the story states, marijuana advocates in Arkansas are apparently in such a hurry to legalize the leaf in their neck of the woods that they are submitting ballot language to the state chock full of grammatical errors. Attorney General Leslie Rutledge said that she was recently forced to reject a proposed constitutional amendment to legalize a statewide recreational marijuana market after discovering a number of mistakes in grammar and spelling throughout the document. Rutledge insisted that even if the entirety or the entity behind the Arkansas Cannabis Amendment would have run a simple spell and grammar check before turning in the proposal, it still would have been denied because overall language was simply too ambiguous and to constitute a backbone for a state policy change. They need an attorney to help them with this. It sounds like they probably tried to write it themselves.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
among some, let me read this last paragraph and then we'll talk it out. Among some of the programmatic text was the phrase any person 18 years of age and older. And I would argue that should be 21 first off. But I don't know. They got real lax drinking laws down there. But I would argue 21 up anyway. But it should also say it should say in like a legal sense for a state amendment. It should say any persons of the age of 18 years of age and or older by requirement of state law to consume any inhibiting legal recreational product or something like that. I mean, that's what I imagine. Now, I took these classes, some classes like these that were like real high level writing and contract writing and stuff like that. So I've had that experience in messing with that a little bit and dabbling a little bit. So I kind of get how it should be, but I'm sure it's supposed to be written even more intense than that. But she says it should have just been written 18 years of age or older instead of any person.
Right. Just sounds like they didn't write it legally enough for them.
But that's all it is 18. So she would have took any person, which I think that should say persons. It should be plural. Any persons.
Right.
18. I don't know why, and I can't remember why, but the rule of writing is for law, but it should be person and then the little brackets and then an S, lowercase. It should say that. And I don't know why it doesn't. But anyway, but the of and it says and they're like, it should have said or older. And I get why it should say or older. That's just grammatically correct, but I don't see why and is rejectable.
Right.
It seems dumb. But anyway, so long story short, they basically shot themselves in the ass because they didn't have an attorney or somebody at least with an English degree. They should have took this to a college and had an English professor read over it. No, seriously, that's what I used to do to all kinds of stuff. You slide them a little dough and they'll read over it for you.
Right.
I'm dead serious. You give them $50. Well, in this case, it's a big ass legislation piece, so you probably got to give them a couple $100 or here's $500.
Yeah,
I need you to read through this correct shit. But when you're like me and I'm just doing like low level contracts for like concerts and stuff or construction or something, shit, I just take that stuff over to those law professors and be like, make sure that I'm not dicking myself.
Well, I might need your help on some of that too. I'm going to try and get Fats up here.
You going to try and get Fats up there? I think Fats already has the contracts drawn up for him to come somewhere.
Oh, really?
That might help. But I always say, hey, read that ish and all this other stuff. But I can promise you it's going to mostly be about brand protection and brand rights and what it's going to cost you, him and them and all that shit, That's the main thing that it'll be about. But the brand rights and stuff like Bars Fest and all that, like because you'll be the one putting the show on, you'll have the right to like you want to make sure you have the right to advertise that Bars Fest is et cetera, et cetera. Because I've had times like where I was supposed to host who was it? Silk. You remember Silk? Like Freak Me Baby. Oh
yeah. Oh yeah.
Freak Me Baby. Oh yeah. I can't stop now. Let me lick you up and down. No, I'm just playing. But anyway, so oh shit. So anyway, but I was supposed to do a thing with them, and so the flyer came out before the contracts were signed, long story short of it. And so we didn't have the right to put that out, and they literally backed out of the whole show over it.
Whoa.
They sent me a cease and desist on like Twitter or some shit.
Damn.
I was like, this motherfucker really cease and desist me on Twitter? Really? They were like, you need to take down that picture, delete it anywhere you posted it if possible. I was like, shit, nigga. I put it in a couple places. It can't be deleted. My bad.
Right.
I think it's still like one of the profile pics on my MistaTre page on Facebook because I couldn't delete it. There's something about the way I upload stuff sometimes it's not deletable.
Right.
Unless I got delete like something like maybe the whole feed or something. I don't know. I don't really care.
That'd
I'm like,
crazy.
Lick balls, Chopper.
Right. Lick balls, Chopper.
Lick balls, Drover. All right, so next story. As we move on in the world of magical stuff called weed, I just want to do that one time, just like some straight like Morgan Freeman narrating shit. It's like,
Huh.
in a time when weed was accessible for everyone in Colorado. So anyway, so here's one where
Yeah.
we're not getting, you know, innocent citizens or minorities shot. We're not getting, and we're not getting the big ups on pot. Here's a police shot by a suspect over pot, it says. Now, you know, I always read the title and then we go into the actual story. So, disturbing dash cam footage surfaces of teen killed by cop over marijuana. Oh, I mean the other way around. Sorry. So, dash footage, okay? Ready?
Yeah.
Have you heard about that story, by the way, in South Carolina? Okay, I have. So you're gonna like. Well, you're not gonna like it, but it's good information because as we try to deal with this shit with cops. But prosecutors announced on Tuesday that South Carolina police officer who fatally shot 19-year-old Zachary Hammond during a pot bust this summer will not face criminal charges. The decision was based on a review of disturbing dash cam footage, which authorities had reportedly refused to release to the public until this week. According to Greenville Online, 10th Circuit Solicitor Chassie Adams said that after evaluating the video frame by frame, she concluded that Lieutenant Mark Tiller was justified in firing on the unarmed 19-year-old to protect himself and others from being run over by Harmon's car. However, she also admitted that the newly released footage is troublesome and demands answers. Tiller shot and killed Harmon on July 26 during a sting operation after police were tipped off that Harmon's friend, who was also in the car, was planning to sell a small amount of marijuana. Tiller claimed that he was in danger of being run over by Harmon's car when he shot the teen. But the new video doesn't exactly match Tiller's story. Uh-oh. Are you ready? Dum, dum, dum. So I think they were grabbing pretty hard, saying that Zach was trying to run over the police officer. It didn't look like that in the video to me, Paul Harmon, Zachary's father, told the Greenville News. He's running beside the car. If anything, he put himself in that position. To me, it was very sloppy police work. Adams acknowledged in a letter to the state law enforcement division that Tiller violated proper police procedures, but said that it doesn't constitute a criminal violation. As of Tuesday, Tiller remains on administrative leave, and Harmon's family plans to go forward with a civil lawsuit while federal authorities conduct an independent investigation. I bet the FBI concludes something different, just so you know.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree. They're going to find something totally different. This sounds crazy. I mean, he could shoot the tire of the car out.
And that's what really disturbs me is there, again, we're back to this shit again. We're back to this. Isn't there something more we could have done different that would have resulted in this kid not having to die? Right now, I'm going to play the video, and I'm going to give you the play-by-play because I'm going to play the video for anybody viewing.
Over a small amount of marijuana at that.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm going to post this link to High Tide Sticks so you can watch it later. Because
am I going to shit myself?
This is as bad as the other one. Only this one resulted in some kid dying. Play it again. No, I don't want to go. I want you to close this window so I can play it again. Hold on, let me rewind this shit. So, okay, so here we go. So let's go play by play here. So we go pause. So he's backing out of a parking spot, okay? That's facing like a hill with some trees and bushes and like a little foresty area. And he's in the car. The driver's in the car. The suspect. We'll call him the suspect. We'll call the other one the officer, okay? The suspect's backing out of the parking spot. He slams on the brakes as the cops approaching the car with pistol drawn already, by the way. Now, he's trying to turn to the left, okay? The kid, because he never gets back more than probably about 4 or 5 feet before the cops get out, and he hits the brakes and he puts it in drive and goes forward. Now, as the cop approaches the car, the kid starts to pull forward to the left, and he's actually over the parking spot and semi on the concrete grass area with the passenger side tire, but the driver's side tire is still on this side on the blacktop. Okay, so the cop swings around to his left and puts his hand on the front fender while his gun is pointed at the kid in the window.
Oh my God.
So here we go. We're going to go a step forward. So the momentum of the car, as it's still trying to turn to its left as well, the officer kind of bounces back away from the car, and his hand is now off the car. Hold on, next frame. Hold on, I gotta go back now. I done screwed it up. And he's backpedaling, by the way, as the kid's trying to turn. So he may have been in danger, but he was not in imminent danger being ran over. He put himself in that position. I agree with the father on this on the video so far. Hold on, let me see where he shoots though. So okay, so he pushes himself back away from the car, right? As because I think a little bit of the momentum and him being smart and getting back, okay? So he stepped back,
Yeah.
the car's still turning, and almost now the car's almost straight, like as if it was going to be cutting across the yellow stripes of the parking spots. You get that? Like it's almost straight going across them though. And
Right.
he can't go forward at all because I told you it's like a wooded, hilly area. But anyway, so he's gonna try to drive across like throughout the parking lot. So anyway, damn it, right there. So then the cop's already about 2 steps away from the vehicle, not in any danger at all at this point. He still hasn't fired yet either. And then he fires. As he takes a side step and he gets in that stance where you put your pistol down, pointed down at somebody. That gun is probably no more than 3 to 4 feet because of the officer's arms being stretched out. It's probably no more than probably 4 or 5 feet away from his face.
Jesus.
I don't know where he hit him, but he definitely, that's where he pulls the trigger. And then the car like slams on the brakes because obviously he's hit.
Right.
Wow. I really don't know what to say, but I mean, I posted it though.
He's like, I don't know what to say, but I posted it.
Because I mean, I'm at a loss for words. Are you where you have weed?
Do you have a lot of fucked up feelings going on right now because of what you just seen?
It's not, man. I'm just like, I don't see how this cop just wasn't charged. I mean, there's
how they justified what he did was lawful.
Let me put it this way: by him shooting this kid in this situation, and that by a shooting review board being deemed imminent danger, you should be feared for your life if a cop draws
every
down
time you run into a cop.
If a cop draws down on you, you should fear for your life because by him shooting this kid, Chris, I'm going to say it like this, and I think this will sum it up in a nutshell, is by him shooting this kid, you are basically defining showing up to work every day as imminent danger.
Right.
That is what this video is going to show you when you watch it. I'm disgusted by this video, bro.
Oh, jeez.
Like it's just the way it plays out. Like when you watch it. It's, like I said, watch it like click pause. After you watch it full speed a couple times, and you're gonna be like, okay, wow, what the hell? Because it happens really quick. It's like probably 4 or 5 seconds, maybe.
Yeah.
And he's windows down. The kid's windows down. He's telling him to stop. He just looks like a goofy. He looks like us, bro. Just goofy, nerdy looking potheads.
Right. Right. And then that's the other thing, really. Over a small amount of marijuana, you shot a child.
Wow. Over some weed, bro. See, and that's the thing is, weed has never killed anyone. But because of the government's war on weed, this is what you get. You get teenage kids shot by a cop trying to run because he's scared shitless because he doesn't want to go to jail over a little fucking pot. I'm pissed.
Right, you don't even hear about coke dealers or crack dealers getting shot.
Well, you do, but just not as often. I'm telling you right now.
Right.
Because I have seen a few where like no, that was weed too. Remember that story, Chris, that we covered with the guy where the cops came in blazing guns and the dude's like fucking paralyzed now and shit?
Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah.
And the cops tried to cover it up and they thought he was dead, but he ended up coming out the coma. Remember that story?
Yes.
Same fucking thing, bro.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
It's out of control. It really is. Our legal system is messed up.
It's on some
It's
next
too
level.
easy. Well, it's too easy to become a cop these days. You know, there's got to be a lot more training of our officers.
You got to see this TV show that I stumbled across on Amazon called The Man in the Castle or something like that. Or The Man in High Castle. I think it's called High Castle.
Okay.
But anyway, what it is it's like the United States loses the war in World War II to the Axis. The Allies lose to the Axis. Eastern United States, pretty much all the way to just outside of Colorado, is Nazi, the greater Nazi regime over here in this, you know what I'm saying?
Holy shit.
Hold on. The West Coast is New Japan. Okay. And in the middle, like just somewhere on the western slope of Colorado and on the eastern slope of Colorado, on each side of the slopes, is neutral zone boundaries, which is like Japanese or Nazis can be in that zone. Nobody is in charge except for marshals and regular police and shit. But basically, it's not part of either country. And the capital of the neutral zone is fucking none other than Canyon City, Colorado.
Get out.
No fucking joke, bro.
I'll have to check that out.
I watched
High Castle.
It's like The Man in the High Castle. Hold on, look, I got it. I'm gonna Google this. We're gonna do them some justice because it actually is a really good show. High Castle. Is it High Castle? I'm just gonna type in High Castle. High Castle Amazon. Here, let's see. Oh, here's the trailer. Okay, look, we're gonna do some justice for the fans out there, and we're gonna watch the trailer. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it. Where's my volume at? What the hell? Oh. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna turn up the gain and not talk so we can pick up the audio. Okay.
Yep.
It's epic too. There's like a bunch of Nazis in fucking New York and shit. For none. Dum dum dum.
That's pretty deep.
And it is called The Man in the High Castle, by the way. And
Okay.
it's on Amazon. Like you can watch. I know you can watch episode 1 free on Amazon, but I don't know what this Amazon Prime is. Like if you have to have like an account for that, like a paid account for that.
Yeah, it costs. After your free trial, it costs.
See, and I just want to watch free stuff. I don't like to pay.
Well, hell no. Why would you want to? Good God. Does it have like a different channel that it plays on, like AMC or?
No, I don't know how it works because it's like a original Amazon series or some shit.
Oh, really?
So it's like Orange is the New Black. You can only get it on Netflix.
Right, on Netflix, right.
Yeah, same shit, bro.
Have you tried to look for it on Netflix?
No. But it's new. Like the series, I don't think starts till November 20th. But you can watch episode 1 and 2 or something like that. But I'm telling you, I watched the first episode and I was like shell shocked, bro. I was just shell shocked. Like, oh my god! And you know what the funniest part about it is? There's no black people.
No.
Hold on. There's black people, but there's no black people in any of the Greater Nazi regime, in any of New Japan. They're all in the neutral zone, which runs north to south, all the way from the southern border to the northern border.
Yeah, so why'd you move away from Colorado?
Man,
wouldn't that be? That's almost
dead.
like a goddamn concentration camp, for Christ's sake.
Well, think about it. That's what it is. There's so many people that you can't actually kill them all. So you force them into a perverse neutral zone.
Just like the Indians.
Just like the Indians. Just like who was it? The
Jews.
All the island hoppers did this. The Spanish, the British, the French. All of them.
Yep.
They all forced them into poverty and slave trade and all kinds of other shit.
Yeah. That does sound like a really interesting movie.
It's not a movie. It's a TV show. Kinda. It's not on TV. It's like a series. It's a series. It's interesting, but I mean, if it could be like Game of Thrones, where if it gains ground, it could end up on like HBO or Showtime.
Oh, right.
But okay, so let's see here. Right before we get out of it, because we're about to get out of here, Maine initiative joins forces to bring down prohibition. Other states should take note. And here's the story, of course, by Mike. Why is it Mike always does all the legal stories? This guy must sit around and just write all day. And then what he does is he probably keeps a catalog of backstories. Now, I mean, understand that most of these are like a 3.5 essay. There's like 3 to 5 paragraphs per story, so it's not too bad. You know what I mean? So here you go. 2 marijuana every day. There's that one moment. There's that one bleep moment. 2 marijuana advocacy groups working to make.
Oh, wow.
I can't talk anymore, Chris. Damn it. All right, so
he needs to remedicate.
I need to remedicate. It's remedication time. I need to medicate hour on the hour. All right, so 2 marijuana advocacy groups working to make Maine one of the next states to legalize a recreational cannabis industry have decided, rather than to continue fighting over schematics, to form a wicked alliance in an effort to get one solid initiative on the ballot in 2016's election. The campaign to regulate marijuana like alcohol, which is backed by the Marijuana Policy Protect, threw its hands in the air on Monday and joined forces with a competing ballot initiative overseen by Legalize Maine. Together, this inbred monster, really, together, this inbred monster of activism will combine their resources in hopes of collecting the remaining 61,000 signatures needed to put the issue of legal weed up to the voters next year. Joining forces is the best step forward, not only for our respective campaigns, but for Maine as a whole, said David Boyer, campaign manager for the campaign to regulate marijuana like alcohol. In a statement, we all agree marijuana prohibition has been a colossal failure and that it must be replaced with a system in which marijuana is legal for adults to regulate and regulated like alcohol. We can more effectively accomplish our shared goal by combining our resources and working together instead of on parallel tracks, which is ironic because you're both spending the same amount of money to do the same damn thing. And you could have spent a bunch of more money, you know, on ad work and all kinds of other stuff and hiring people to do the signatures, anything.
Right.
You could have done you could have done a hell of a job, like a doozy. But anyway, I want to do ballot signatures. I need to get paid. I'd do it just for the hell of it, but it's funny that they do pay. Like they're paying me to legalize weed, man. Good doggy. So anyway, we're gonna get out of here for today. Watch the debate tonight, Chris, because tomorrow we're gonna talk about what these clowns were saying. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm an anti-Tea Party, pro moderation of GOP type person. So I don't mind them. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like they're like the evil empire before they turn on everybody.
Right.
They're not always up to good, but a lot of stuff they do does help. Like remember the Clone Wars? I'm just saying.
May the force be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you, bruh.
Baseballs.
Right? Use the Schwartz. Huh? Use the Schwartz Lone Star. Oh shit! My childhood comes back in so many ways that makes me happy to be human. Anyway,
right.
So with that said, last story, and I want to talk about it tomorrow, but I want you to look it up. I'm gonna post it, but it says the title is Iran considers cannabis legalization. Have you read about it, heard about it, or anything?
I heard about it.
Okay, well, I'm going to post it to High Tide 6 page just because that's what we'll be talking about tomorrow. Is that and of course the debate. The debate will take a bunch of the time up, though, I guarantee you. So if you want, just say, wait, what's tomorrow? I'll text you. I don't remember what time. I think the show's at 9 in the morning tomorrow, but I'll text you and I'll let you know.
All right,
it'll be like 9 or 10, I think, because I think I work at 1 at my other job.
All right, that works.
Peace out, bro. Sucker fish.
Sucker fish.
So we're gonna get out of here as we lose Chris, in a good way, of course. And it's been fun as always with my boy on the show, cause money. But this has been High Tide Stick. We do got to get out of here, so I'm gonna leave you guys with a good jam, and yeah, cause I think that we need to leave with a good jam. So. You guys enjoy yourselves out there. Remember to keep smoking trees if you're legal. Don't get caught smoking weed by your parents, because most of them, even if they smoke weed themselves, are going to act like you committed a sin. I'm out. Peace. I'm the Doc. High Tide Stick. As always, do the damn thizzle. We love you. Peace. Sucker fish. Speak easy. What up, Canada?
Blows loud Mariah on that G-Pin, no lighter. High as the empire, feel like I'm on fire. Say I blows loud Mariah, got me looking for that Keisha. Spin them high notes, Aretha, blowing smooth out a leader.
I flow homegrown, hit rival shop shit. And when I crack the joint, neck snap, the nose twitch. Keep you looking K9 on some dome shit. Step out the whip, they be like, play on that phone shit. I'm on that fat chop, hazard balls home shit. You on that skinny joint, that bathroom at your mom shit. The forecast for my house, they watch out for that smoke shit. The forecast for your house, they clear skies for day shit. I'm just saying, blow all day and this is RMK and you niggas playing. I'm just saying, blow all day and hot box stating, Grand Canyon saving, yeah.
Mariah on that G-Pin, no lighter. High as the empire, feel like I'm walking on wire. Say I blows loud Mariah, got me looking for that Keisha. Spin them high notes,